Welcome, Cancer. This is going to be a reading for you for the next 7 days. I'm going to be taking a look at your current energies and giving you a preview of what you might expect and giving you advice from Spirit along the way. If you're new to the channel, please don't forget to consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel, especially if this message resonates. Other than that, let's get into your reading. I'm going to start off with a channeled message, just to give the general feeling for our message reading today. Okay, so what I'm sensing here from Spirit is, I feel like this is something that I'm a Cancer too, that we might have to watch out for, what might be coming along in the following week. I'm just getting a sense that we as Cancers might come across a feeling or a situation where we might feel as though we wish we were different. So maybe we're going to come across a stressful situation where we weren't very proud of how we acted. And what I'm getting from Spirit is that we're going to catch this quick and hopefully realize that there is something to be appreciated about why we do the things the way we do, why we react the way we react, because there's likely emotions and energy that lay beneath that reaction that says there's something that important there that we care about. So we just have to look a little deeper. And so we shouldn't assume and judge ourselves so quickly. So let's go ahead and get into the card portion of our read today. Okay, so looks like we are talking about choice. Sorry, it's a little bright. With the Lover's card, this deals with making healthy choices for ourselves. We choosing our destiny, choosing to go after what it is that we want. And when we reach what we want, then we reach this feeling of completeness and ecstasy and so on and so forth. But let's go ahead and take a little deeper look what might be happening here. Okay, so Cancer, what I see happening here is it looks like, okay, looks like you're working towards something here, actively manifesting it. So this might be a project of yours, something important to you. It might be a relationship important to you, but I see you really taking the initiative to get honest about what it is you need to improve on, and coming from still an empowered place where you know that you can grow. But we are still learning and trying to figure out what is important to us, okay? You might also be getting a little bit more organized, finding yourself a little bit more self-disciplined before. Whatever this has to do with, it's going to happen. where's Cancer going after this? Okay, so this is actually something pretty important for you. Whatever it is, I feel like the importance of it is growing, and your plan to have it in your life or to continue investing in it is actually continuing to grow, okay? And what is this going to lead them to if they continue down this path? Yeah. So, yeah, you're going to move on to the next level of self-empowerment, which is really feeling competent and feeling as though you really have a handle on your life. So you're really getting comfortable with your groove there. So your routine is becoming more solid, you're getting comfortable, your power is growing. Okay? You're starting to get the big picture of why you do the things you do, and you're going to likely start making even more important lifestyle changes. Okay? Getting rid of things that we don't need so that we have and make room for things that are going to be more important to us and fulfill us on a deeper level. Okay? That's the setting the goals and achieving them. Okay? And let's see how Spirit's trying to guide you here for the next week or so. Okay. Very nice. Okay, so what they're showing me, still with the Lover's card here, is this choice, this direction, this drive towards what it is we're choosing to go through. So I see that you're being kind of humble. I feel like actually you're putting energies towards what is important to you, but I feel like you're a little bit unsure, or if you're looking in the right direction, or if you're focusing on the right things, or you might even be able to focus even harder at what you're trying to achieve. Because I see Spirit is saying, hey, you're kind of self-doubting yourself there, when really you could be going hard at this goal or relationship, whatever it is, that you want to make happen. And one more thing, what is something that Cancer cannot see and that they should be a little bit aware of when this happens? Okay. So they are showing me that in the lower levels of your mind, where you are still manifesting things, where you may not actually think there's power to that, your unconscious mind, you're showing me a sense of loss here. And as well as a little bit of, what is that? It looks like anger. Anger and pride. Okay. So you might expect to feel as though maybe you have not done enough to reach your goals. You may feel a sense of regret of the time that has passed and feeling like you're not getting any younger. And it looks to me, when you get into this, whatever might trigger you, it's going to trigger a sense of anger and a sense of just general separation there. Okay? So you're going to have a choice with this anger and this pride. Again, I always teach anger and pride can always be constructive or destructive. You're going to have a choice of what you're going to do with it. Are you going to allow it to destroy you, or are you going to find the courage and the bravery to step into the light or step into your self-empowerment? And that is what Spirit wants you to look out for. So obviously something that working hard towards. Let's close my eyes here and see what that is. Okay. Okay. So, what I just felt there, it feels like there is a little bit of desire for status or in regards to job. This may not apply for everybody. But also, since I saw that, be aware of why you're choosing to go after the goals that you choose from. Are you coming from a place of desire for external circumstances, money, fame, approval? Or are you listening to your heart and trying to fulfill those desires and needs? Just a question for you to think about. Let's go to the next card here. Very nice. So we're talking about getting down to business, being very responsible. There's nothing reckless about the King of Pentacles. He's slow moving and steady. Really cares about his health. And really diligent about what he cares most about. So it looks like, yeah, I don't know if this has to do with the same thing, but whatever it is that you're working towards, this could even be relationship. You're very much enlightened. So you have a lot of opportunities to step into your true power and be channeling message from the universe and inspiration from the universe. This is really nice. And you are definitely strong there with your connection. You definitely know what you're doing. Okay. Now, what I see here with the King of Pentacles, it looks like your long-term goals. You could place a stronger and clearer intention of being more consistent, okay? Because what I'm seeing here is I feel like you're starting to lack the motivation to continue, and it's starting to feel more like a responsibility and an obligation rather than something that brings you joy. So whenever that happens, that's an indication to me that you might be overworked, you might be burned out, and that is the time to take time for yourself, and that's what I'm seeing here, and you're going to be doing that. You're going to be taking more time to yourself and having the courage, because you and your health and your happiness matters, to really kind of step down temporarily. So when you go back into your work, you're back with a fresh energy about you, where you can bring your best quality work. So when this happens, I can see that okay, yeah, it's gonna bring up some negative emotions, like pride and anger, but it's really not that. I don't see you, okay, actually, I see you fighting off that a little bit. I'm not sure what your practice is to control that, but I see you kind of staying in that mode of pride and separation. So you might get a little bit defensive when people might ask you about what you're doing, or if people are questioning you. So just be careful there. But for the most part, I do see you just getting right back up on the horse. Now again, I keep seeing a pattern in which you haven't made it super clear that whatever that it is that you're working on or working towards, that you feel and know that this is important enough for you to keep for the long term, and I mean like years to come. So it's indication to me that some of you might be investing in energy and endeavors that you are not quite yet sure about. Okay. Let's see. I totally forgot to get some advice from Spirit, but let's do that now. So the way Spirit is wanting to advise you here. Okay, you're gonna fall. There's opportunities to lag here a little bit, where you're stepping down from your power. I see a lot of these patterns. So I don't see you going full force. I see you taking a lot of breaks, and this is going to deteriorate your self-image and your belief of your ability. So when that happens, just be aware that maybe you're distracted from other things, or you find other things more important rather than what you know is going to be truly essential for what is important for you: family, finance, fulfillment. Just be aware of how that makes you feel, because when you know pride might be sucking your energy, sit in that feeling of that separation, because your heart is telling you to take a break, stop all activity, reassess your priorities, and what you'll find, you might be surprised. You'll just smoothly gravitate back to what you know is important to you. Okay? So, I'm going to close my eyes and see what's coming through here as I close out this reading. Okay, so what I feel is that there's a lot of self-negative talk here. It feels like self-worth, and then you might be, again, very not surprised what I saw, the first thing that I saw earlier about wishing that we were different, and I'm still feeling those same patterns. And what I'm seeing here is a feeling of you actually going through the motions of talking negatively about yourself, and then you realizing after you've talked negatively about yourself, wishing that you never did that. Because once you do that, now you gotta heal. Now you gotta get back on the horse and realize that you just slowed yourself down in the progress from what you truly want, which is love. That's what you are. So that is going to be your reading, Cancer. Hope this was helpful. If you resonate with this, smash the like button right now and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. But other than that, I'll see you in the next read.